The silent trap that shattered her triumph. The crisp autumn air of October 8, 2025, at 5:42 p.m. PKT, hung heavy in the marble-clad living room of the house I'd built from scratch as I, Victor Langston, 38, faced my wife of 10 years, Leela. She shoved a sheaf of papers across the counter like a gambler slamming down a royal flush, her voice a venomous hiss. "Sign or get out," she demanded, standing in the home I'd paid for in cash, her hazel eyes glinting with triumph. I didn't argue, didn't raise my voice, didn't question her sudden betrayal after a decade. I took the pen, scrawled my signature where she jabbed, and dropped the keys onto the cold stone with a deliberate clink. Her lips curled into a victorious smirk, certain she'd claimed her prize. But I knew wars aren't won in heated clashes. They're mastered in the quiet, with traps set long before the foe senses the battlefield. We met 10 years ago at a glittering charity gala in Seattle, her crimson dress a beacon amid the crowd, her laughter like champagne bubbles. I, a methodical architect with a fortune from innovative designs, felt lucky colliding with her wildfire spirit. She called me her fortress, praising my discipline and control, finding safety in my stability. But fire craves fuel, not shelter. When I could no longer stoke her endless desires, she sought it elsewhere. The signs crept in, late nights with friends, a guarded phone, her gaze treating me like a faded fixture. Then came the proof, a text she left open. "When he's gone, it's us. Freedom awaits." I closed the phone, poured a whiskey, and let love die, replaced by a colder, sharper resolve. The shift was precise, surgical. I ceased being her husband and became her undoing. That next morning, I called my lawyer, mine, not the one she'd likely hired, unveiling plans I'd woven years ago. Buried clauses, trusts, shell companies, I'd structured our wealth like a labyrinth only I could navigate. The house, cars, accounts, all appeared hers on paper, but in reality, they were mine to command. I'd anticipated her infidelity, planting decoys, a fake deed, hollow accounts, a leased car under a dissolved entity. When she thrust those papers at me, she thought she held leverage. She didn't know I'd already rerouted everything critical months prior. I left that night, lighter than I'd felt in years. The keys clink, a liberation. By morning, her phone must have erupted with chaos. I imagine her at the kitchen island, sipping her overpriced latte, basking in victory, until her lawyer's frantic call shattered it. "Do you realize what you've unleashed?" he'd bellowed, voice cracking. She didn't. The house, paid in cash, sat in a trust predating our marriage, untouchable by her. Accounts she eyed were drained, redirected to offshore holdings. The sleek Mercedes she flaunted, repossessed within hours, its shell company dissolved. The affair, documented with timestamps and witnesses, stripped her of any legal sympathy. Her world unraveled silently. Doors locked, assets vanished, allies faded. She demanded I sign. I complied. She ordered me out. I obliged. She stepped into my trap, believing she'd won, only to find herself in ruins. I didn't gloat or call. Silence was my blade, letting her arrogance dismantle her life. She wakes now in a borrowed shell, driving nothing, buried in debts I never owed, while I stride forward, colder perhaps, but free. That key's clink wasn't defeat. It was my unshackling. Revenge, I learned, isn't rage's fleeting flame. It's patience, calculation, and letting her build her own collapse. A victory savored in every quiet step I take away.